You arrive without meaning to. There is no clear moment when the journey begins. No memory of deciding to go anywhere. You simply find yourself moving, slowly, calmly, as if you have always been doing this. The path beneath you is narrow but steady. It does not ask for attention. It does not challenge your steps. It exists only to be walked upon. The ground feels firm and familiar. Not hard, not soft, just reliable. On either side of the path, the land stretches out quietly. Fields lie open and still. They are not dramatic. They are not especially beautiful. They are simply there. Tall grass stands in uneven patches. Some blades lean slightly, as if they once moved in the wind and then forgot to return upright. Others stand straight, motionless, without any sign of effort. The air around you feels mild and neutral. It carries no strong scent, no warmth, no cold. It touches your skin lightly and then stops being noticeable. You continue walking. Your steps make very little sound. Even that sound fades quickly, absorbed by the open space around you. Nothing echoes here. Nothing repeats itself. Ahead, the path curves gently. Not enough to suggest mystery, just enough to prevent you from seeing too far at once. As you walk, your breathing begins to slow. Not because you are trying to control it, it slows on its own. Each breath feels complete, unhurried, finished before the next one begins. You notice that your shoulders feel lower than before, not slumped, just released. Your arms hang naturally at your sides, your hands are loose. Your fingers no longer hold tension without reason. There is no urgency in this place. Nothing here expects you to arrive at a certain time. Nothing waits for you. The path continues to guide you forward without instruction. Eventually, shapes begin to appear ahead, low shapes. Uneven shapes. At first, they do not look like anything in particular, just darker forms resting against the horizon. As you draw closer, these shapes slowly become recognizable. Simple stone buildings, rough walls, uneven roofs, a village. Not a busy one, not an important one, just a village that exists because it always has. The buildings are spread loosely, they are not arranged neatly. They were placed where it felt reasonable at the time, and then left alone. The stones are worn, edges softened by years of weather that never hurried. Wooden doors hang slightly uneven in their frames. No one greets you. No one watches you arrive. There are no guards, no signs, no markings to tell you where you are. The village does not announce itself. You step onto a wider section of ground where the path becomes less defined. It does not disappear. It simply blends into the earth around it. The ground here has been pressed flat by many years of slow movement. Feet, carts, animals passing through without thought. The space feels safe, predictable. A faint sound reaches you, not clear enough to identify. It could be fabric shifting, or wood settling, or nothing at all. The sound does not repeat. You continue forward. A single building stands a little apart from the others. Its roof slopes lower on one side. The stones at its base are darker, as if they have known moisture for a long time. The door is closed. There is no movement behind it. You are not curious about what is inside. Curiosity feels unnecessary here. The light above has begun to soften. It is not fading quickly. It is simply changing its quality. The sky holds a pale, muted tone, neither bright nor dim, as if the day itself is becoming quieter. Shadows stretch gently across the ground. They do not reach far, they do not create contrast. Everything blends. You notice how little there is to notice. That realization feels calming. There are no events happening here, no moments that need to be remembered later, no details that require effort to understand. Your mind begins to loosen its grip. Thoughts appear more slowly now. When they do appear, they do not stay long. They drift in without form and leave before becoming clear. You walk past another building, then another. Some have small windows, others have none. The windows are dark, not empty, just unlit. There is no sign of evening routines, no preparation, no change. The village does not move through time the way other places do. It simply remains. You feel your breathing deepen slightly. Each breath takes longer. Each exhale feels heavier, not tiring, grounding. Your body feels supported from the inside, as if it no longer needs to hold itself upright through effort. You slow your pace, not because you decide to, because slowing feels correct. Your steps become softer, less defined. The sound of movement fades almost completely. The air remains still. No breeze passes through. No wind moves the grass. The quiet does not feel empty. It feels full in a way that does not demand attention. You reach the center of the village without realizing it. There is no marker to indicate arrival, just a wider, open space, bare ground, smooth from long use. Nothing occupies this space now. Nothing needs to. You stop walking. Standing still feels natural. There is no reason to continue forward, no reason to turn back. You remain where you are. Time behaves differently here. It does not measure itself. It does not progress in noticeable steps. Moments pass without shape. You are aware of your body in a gentle way, the weight of your feet against the ground, the relaxed curve of your spine, the steady rhythm of breath. Your jaw feels loose, your face feels smooth, your eyes, if they are closed, feel comfortable staying that way. If they are open, they see nothing that requires focus. The village remains silent. Somewhere, very far away, a sound might exist, but it never reaches you clearly enough to matter. The light continues to soften, edges blur, colors fade into one another. Nothing changes in a way that needs attention. Your awareness begins to drift. Thoughts dissolve before they can form sentences. Images lose their clarity. The concept of direction fades. So does the idea of purpose. You are simply here, and here is enough. The village does not react to your presence. It does not acknowledge you. It has existed without noticing many things before. The ground beneath you feels steady, endless, unconcerned. You remain standing for a while, or perhaps only for a moment. Time no longer announces itself. Eventually you begin to move again, not walking away, just shifting slightly. Your body adjusts its balance. Your weight settles evenly. The sense of movement is minimal, almost imagined. The world feels distant now, as if it has taken a step back to give you space. The sound of this narration may already feel far away, as if it is not meant to be followed closely. That is intentional. You do not need to listen actively. You do not need to remember anything. This place does not require participation. The village remains unchanged. The path waits without expectation. Nothing important will happen next, and that is what makes it peaceful. You are free to remain here, free to drift, free to rest. This quiet arrival does not lead to anything significant. It simply continues, and that continuation is calm. Nothing announces the passage of time. There is no signal to tell you how long you have been here. No sound of bells, no change in routine, no movement that suggests progress. The village remains exactly as it was, and you remain within it, calm and unbothered. The open space where you stand feels unchanged beneath your feet. The ground does not cool or warm, it simply stays the same. You begin to move again, slowly, without choosing a direction. Your body guides itself. A narrow path reappears beneath your steps. Not sharply defined, just slightly more worn than the surrounding ground. It leads away from the center of the village. You follow it without expectation. The buildings thin out as you walk. Stone walls grow farther apart. Spaces between them widen. The silence deepens, though it never becomes heavy. The air remains gentle, neutral, uninterested in drawing attention. You notice your breathing again. It has become even slower. Each inhale feels effortless. Each exhale releases something you did not know you were holding. Your chest rises, pauses briefly, falls again. The rhythm feels steady, reliable. You pass a low stone wall on one side of the path. It does not mark a boundary. It simply exists where stones were placed long ago. Grass grows unevenly along its base, some patches thick, some thin. Nothing moves. Beyond the wall, the land stretches outward again, flat, open. The sky above holds the same muted light. It does not brighten, it does not dim. It seems content to remain undecided. You feel a subtle heaviness spreading through your body, not exhaustion, comfort, as if gravity has increased slightly, just enough to hold you in place. Your steps grow smaller, softer. Eventually, the path leads you to a wide field. The field does not invite exploration. It does not discourage it either. It simply exists. The grass here is shorter, pressed down by years of quiet use. It bends easily beneath your feet. You walk a little farther into the field and then stop. Standing still feels correct again. There is no urgency to continue, no curiosity pulling you forward. Your body settles. Your shoulders drop another fraction. Your arms feel heavier. Your hands remain relaxed. You become aware of how supported you feel, as if the ground itself is holding you steady. Thoughts attempt to surface, but they arrive slowly, incomplete. They do not form questions. They do not seek answers. They fade before becoming distinct. The sound of this narration may feel distant now, as if it belongs to the space rather than to you. That distance is comfortable. Somewhere in the far distance, a sound might exist, but it never arrives fully. It dissolves before meaning appears. The quiet remains untouched. Time stretches, not forward, not backward. It simply spreads out evenly without edges. You may notice that your awareness no longer feels sharp. It has softened. Details blur together gently. The field, the sky, the path behind you. They no longer feel separate. You remain, After a while, or perhaps no time at all, you begin moving again. Your feet carry you toward the edge of the field, where the land slopes downward slightly. The slope is gentle, almost unnoticeable. Your body adjusts without thought. Each step remains steady, supported. At the bottom of the slope, the land becomes smoother, as if it has been shaped by slow water long ago. There is no water now, only memory held in the ground. You follow the curve of the land without needing to see where it leads. The path no longer matters. Direction no longer matters. Movement itself has become optional. You pause again. Your breathing deepens further. Each breath feels heavier, longer. Your awareness narrows, focusing inward. The outside world feels distant, muted. Your eyelids may feel heavy, comfortably heavy. Your face feels relaxed, your jaw loose, your tongue resting naturally. Nothing needs to be adjusted. The world does not ask for attention. The land around you remains unchanged. The sky holds its quiet tone. No shadows move quickly. No light shifts suddenly. Everything remains balanced. You feel a sense of familiarity return, as if you have been here many times before, not in memory, in feeling. This place feels known, and that knowing brings comfort. You may notice now that time has lost its structure entirely. Moments pass without markers. There is no beginning to notice, no ending to anticipate, only continuation. The sound of this voice may now feel like part of the background, blending into the quiet. That is exactly how it should be. You do not need to follow the words. They do not carry instructions. They exist only to fill space gently. Your body continues to relax. Muscles soften one by one, without effort, without awareness. Your legs feel heavy, supported. Your back feels steady, aligned. Your neck releases tension. Your head balances easily. You remain standing, or perhaps sitting, or perhaps neither matters anymore. Position has lost importance. The ground beneath you feels endless, not in a way that overwhelms, in a way that reassures. Endless means nothing is required, nothing must happen next. The world does not change, and that is comforting. You may notice that your thoughts have nearly stopped forming. Images drift through slowly, faint, unclear. They do not connect to one another. They dissolve quietly. Your breathing now happens without awareness. Inhale, exhale. Each breath pulls you slightly deeper into rest. There is nothing you need to remember from this place, nothing you need to carry forward. This field does not expect return. It does not expect departure. It remains exactly as it is. You remain exactly as you are. The narration continues softly, without urgency, without emphasis. It does not lead anywhere important. That is what makes it safe. You are free to remain here as long as you like, free to drift, free to let go. The hours here do not matter, and neither does anything else. There is no clear moment when rest deepens. It happens without announcement, without signal. One moment you are aware, and then awareness loosens its grip. You remain within the same quiet world, but it feels slightly farther away now, as if a thin veil has settled between you and everything else. You begin to notice that the ground beneath you feels softer, not because it has changed, but because your body has stopped resisting it. Your weight settles downward naturally. The land does not respond. It does not need to. It has always been ready to hold you. You move again, slowly, though the movement feels more like drifting than walking. Your steps barely register. The space around you widens, not physically, in perception. Objects feel farther apart, edges less defined. The sky seems higher now, or perhaps less relevant. Light continues to exist, but it no longer demands attention. You pass through another quiet stretch of land. There are no landmarks here, no signs that invite memory. This place is not meant to be remembered. It is meant to be passed through gently, without effort, without attachment. Your breathing becomes deeper still. Each inhale feels full, as if the air is entering you without resistance. Each exhale feels longer, as if something is slowly emptying out. Not stress, not tension, just excess awareness. Your shoulders sink further. Your arms feel heavy, as if they belong more to gravity than to you. Your hands remain loose, fingers resting naturally. There is no need to move them. The quiet thickens but never becomes oppressive. It remains soft. Somewhere far away there may once have been sounds of life, footsteps, voices, movement. None of that exists here. And yet the absence does not feel lonely. It feels complete. The land curves gently downward again. The slope is almost unnoticeable. Your body follows it without thought. Balance requires no effort. The path, if it can still be called a path, widens until it becomes indistinguishable from the ground around it. Direction dissolves. Forward and backward lose meaning. You slow, then stop. Standing still feels exactly the same as moving. Time pauses, not because it stops, but because you stop noticing it. Moments stretch quietly without shape or edges. Your awareness drifts inward again. The outside world fades further. Your eyelids may feel heavier now, not heavy enough to close forcefully, just heavy enough to rest. Your face feels smooth, muscles relaxed, no expression required. Your jaw hangs slightly loose. Your tongue rests comfortably. Your breathing continues on its own. In, out, steady, even. The rhythm no longer needs monitoring. Your thoughts have thinned to almost nothing. If a thought appears, it dissolves before it can become a sentence. Words lose their structure. Meaning fades gently. You may notice now that the sound of this narration feels very distant, as if it is happening somewhere behind you or far above you. It does not matter where. You do not need to follow it. It exists only as background. The land around you remains unchanged. No movement, no interruption. The sky holds its quiet tone. Nothing brightens, nothing darkens. Everything stays balanced. You feel a deep sense of safety, not excitement, not relief, just safety, as if nothing unexpected could possibly occur here. You begin moving again, but the movement is slower than before, almost imperceptible. Each step feels suspended, as if gravity has softened. You reach a wide, open stretch of ground. It looks empty, but it does not feel empty. It feels settled. You enter this space and stop again. Standing here feels final. Not in an ending sense, in a resting sense, as if this is a place meant for pause. Your body sinks further into stillness. Your awareness narrows even more. The world outside your breathing fades. Inhale, exhale. The space between breaths grows longer, comfortable. Your heartbeat may feel slower now, heavier, each beat steady, reliable. Your mind no longer attempts to organize experience. It lets go. Images appear briefly, soft shapes, unclear forms, then dissolve. They leave no trace. You are no longer trying to stay awake. You are no longer trying to fall asleep. You simply exist. The land does not change. It does not respond. It does not require anything from you. That is what makes it peaceful. Time becomes irrelevant. There is no next moment to anticipate, no previous moment to recall, only this quiet continuation. Your body feels deeply supported now, as if the ground beneath you extends infinitely, as if there is no edge, no drop, no instability. Your muscles are fully relaxed. Your legs feel heavy, yet comfortable. Your back feels aligned without effort. Your neck releases completely. Your head rests naturally. You may no longer be aware of your posture. That is fine. Posture no longer matters. The sound of this voice becomes softer still. It blends into the quiet. It becomes just another layer of stillness. You are not required to listen. You are not required to respond. Nothing needs to happen. Nothing will happen. This world remains exactly as it is, and you are free to remain within it, free to drift further, free to rest more deeply, free to sleep. The land holds its shape, the air holds its calm, and everything continues quietly without change. There is a moment when awareness becomes so light that it barely touches the world anymore. That moment has arrived. You are still here. But here has softened into something undefined. The ground beneath you no longer feels separate from your body. It feels connected, as if the idea of standing has dissolved. You are not holding yourself up. You are being held. The space around you feels wider than before, yet somehow closer. Distance loses meaning. The air feels thick in the gentlest way, not heavy, not slow, just present. Each breath flows in without effort and flows out without decision. Your body no longer participates. It allows. The land remains exactly as it was, but your perception of it has changed. Edges are blurred, shapes are softened. Nothing asks to be identified. Nothing wants to be named. Your thoughts no longer try to observe. They drift past like quiet fog, never forming long enough to matter. The path, if it still exists, has become completely invisible. There is no direction now. Forward does not exist. Backward does not exist. Only stillness remains. Your shoulders sink even deeper, so deeply that it feels like they are melting downward. Your arms feel loose and warm, as if they have been resting for a very long time. Your hands no longer signal sensation. They simply exist at the ends of your arms. Your chest rises slowly and falls. Each breath seems to last longer than the last, but there is no counting. Counting would require effort, and effort no longer exists here. The world around you makes no sound, not silence, but the absence of disturbance. There is nothing to interrupt this calm. Your awareness drifts further inward. The outside world becomes faint, very faint. You may notice that you no longer care where you are. Location has lost importance. Identity has softened. There is no need to remember anything. The land stretches endlessly, but endlessness feels comforting here, because endless means nothing is approaching, nothing unexpected, nothing urgent. The light above you has dimmed slightly, not darker, just softer, as if it has learned to rest. The sky holds a steady tone, no color stands out. Everything blends together gently. You feel a deep sense of neutrality, not happiness, not sadness, just calm. Your breathing slows further. There is a pause at the top of each inhale now, a gentle pause. Then the breath releases slowly, longer than before. Your heartbeat follows this rhythm, slow, steady, reliable. Your body feels heavier now, not tired, anchored, as if gravity has increased only for you. You sink further into stillness. Your legs feel distant, as if they belong to the ground. Your feet are no longer noticeable. They have completed their purpose. You are not moving anymore, and there is no desire to move. The sound of this narration feels far away now, as if it is coming from another place, another layer. It does not demand attention. You could stop listening completely and nothing would change. The land remains safe. Your body remains supported. Time continues without measurement. Moments dissolve into one another. There is no beginning to notice. There is no ending to wait for. Your mind no longer asks questions. Questions require energy, and energy is no longer needed. Images drift softly through awareness, not dreams, not memories, just impressions. Light, shadows, soft motion. They fade as soon as they appear, leaving nothing behind. Your face feels completely relaxed. No tension remains. Your brow is smooth. Your eyes rest deeply. Your jaw is loose. Your tongue rests comfortably. Your neck feels warm and supported. Your head feels heavy, comfortably heavy. You are no longer aware of holding it up. The world feels very far away now, so far that it no longer matters. The quiet thickens further, not darker, not heavier, just deeper, like sinking into warm water that supports you completely. There is no edge, no bottom, only support. Your awareness narrows even more. Breath, heartbeat, nothing else. The idea of listening fades. The idea of staying awake fades. The idea of falling asleep also fades. Only drifting remains. The land beneath you feels infinite, stable, unmoving. It has always been here. It will remain here. Nothing will disturb this place. Nothing will change suddenly. That certainty brings comfort. Your breathing becomes automatic. You are no longer aware of starting or finishing each breath. They simply occur, one after another, slow, even. Your body feels deeply settled, as if it has finally found the exact position it was always meant to rest in. Your mind releases the last threads of attention. There is no effort now, no intention, no awareness of awareness, just rest. If you are still hearing these words, they may feel like distant echoes. That is fine. They do not need to be understood. They do not need to be followed. They exist only to fill the quiet gently. Nothing new will happen. Nothing needs to happen. This place remains unchanged, safe, still, calm. You are free to drift deeper, free to rest longer, free to sleep. The world holds its shape. The quiet remains, and everything stays exactly the same. At some point, the idea of being awake becomes so faint that it gently disappears. That point has arrived. You are no longer moving through the world. The world is no longer moving around you. Everything has settled into a single, quiet state. You exist within it without effort. The space around you feels steady. Not wide, not small, simply steady, as if it has always been this way. Your body feels deeply supported now, not by the ground, not by anything specific, just supported. There is no sensation of weight pressing down. Instead, there is a feeling of being held from all sides, softly, evenly. Your breathing continues on its own, slow, quiet, reliable. Each inhale feels complete. Each exhale releases without resistance. There is no pause you need to control. Your body has taken over completely. Your mind is no longer directing anything. Thoughts no longer line up. They do not connect. If one appears, it dissolves before becoming clear, like mist fading into air. The idea of time has faded completely. There is no sense of how long you have been here. There is no curiosity about how long you will remain. Time has stopped being useful, and so it has gently left. The land around you remains unchanged. No new details appear. No old details disappear. It does not evolve. It does not shift. It simply is. That sameness feels comforting, because nothing unexpected can occur here. Nothing will interrupt this calm. Your shoulders feel heavy in the best possible way. They have dropped completely. There is no tension left to release. Your arms feel loose, warm, disconnected from effort. Your hands rest wherever they are. They no longer signal sensation. They no longer ask to move. Your chest rises gently and falls. The rhythm is slow now, so slow that it almost feels like stillness. Your heartbeat follows quietly, even, steady, unremarkable. The sound of this narration feels far away, as if it is not coming from a voice, as if it is simply part of the air. You do not need to follow it. You do not need to listen. It will continue whether you notice it or not. Your awareness drifts further inward. The outside world fades even more. The idea of listening fades. The idea of thinking fades. Only presence remains, and even presence becomes faint. The light around you is constant, not bright, not dim, just enough to exist. No shadows move. No shapes demand attention. Everything blends together smoothly. Your face feels completely relaxed. There is no expression left to hold. Your brow is smooth. Your eyelids feel heavy, very heavy. Your jaw is loose. Your tongue rests quietly. Your neck feels warm and supported. Your head feels heavy, comfortably heavy, as if it is sinking into rest. Your legs feel distant now, not numb, just unimportant. They no longer require awareness. They are part of the ground, and the ground is part of them. The idea of movement feels unnecessary. There is nowhere to go, nothing to do, nothing to finish. The land beneath you feels endless, not in a way that overwhelms, in a way that reassures. Endless means nothing changes. Endless means nothing approaches. Endless means nothing is missing. Your breathing grows even slower. There is more space between breaths now. That space feels calm, safe, empty in the best way. Your mind drifts, not into dreams yet, just into softness. Images do not form. Words do not stick. There is nothing to follow, nothing to hold. The quiet grows deeper, not louder, not heavier, just deeper, like sinking slowly into a familiar place. A place you have always known, a place your body recognizes. Your awareness narrows further. Breath, heartbeat, nothing else. Even those begin to fade. You are no longer aware of the beginning of a breath or the end. They simply happen. Your body has fully let go. There is no effort anywhere. No muscle is working, no thought is forming, no attention is required. The world holds steady. The quiet remains uninterrupted. Nothing new enters this space. Nothing leaves. The land stays exactly the same. Your body stays exactly as it is, safe, still, resting. If sleep has already arrived, that is perfect. If it is arriving slowly, that is also perfect. There is no rush, there is no goal. This place does not measure progress. It simply allows rest. The sound of this narration becomes softer, more distant. It blends completely into the quiet. It no longer feels separate. Your breathing is deep now, slow, heavy, comfortable. Each breath carries you further into rest, further into stillness, further into sleep. Nothing will change, nothing needs to. This place remains, the quiet remains, and you are free to rest here for as long as you need. There comes a moment when even stillness begins to feel heavy. Not heavy in a way that disturbs you, heavy in a way that invites you to sink further. That moment has arrived. You are no longer aware of where your body begins and where the space around you ends. Everything has blended together. Your breathing continues, slow, soft, automatic. It no longer feels like something you are doing. It feels like something that is happening far away. Your chest rises, your chest falls. Nothing else responds. The world feels distant now, not gone, just very far. As if you were observing it from behind layers of calm. The land around you remains unchanged. No sound appears, no movement breaks the stillness. The same quiet stretches in every direction, unbroken, uninterrupted, comfortable. Your awareness drifts downward, not falling, not sinking quickly, just gently lowering, like settling into warm sand. Your shoulders feel as if they have melted. There is no line where tension used to be. Your arms feel like they are resting somewhere deep and safe. They do not belong to effort anymore. They belong to rest. Your hands feel empty, not holding, not waiting, just open. Your fingers do not signal anything. They simply exist. Your neck feels loose. Your head feels supported, as if the space itself is holding it in place. There is no strain, no adjustment needed. Your face is completely smooth now. There is no expression, no emotion, no reaction. Your eyelids are heavy, so heavy that opening them would feel unnecessary. Your jaw rests naturally. Your mouth remains gently closed. There is no tension anywhere. Your breathing grows slower still. Each breath feels deeper, longer, more distant. The space between breaths stretches. That space feels peaceful. Nothing happens there. Nothing needs to. Your heartbeat is steady, quiet, unremarkable. You do not need to listen for it. It simply continues. The sound of this voice feels far away now. It does not demand attention. It does not guide. It simply exists. You can let it pass through you, or around you, or fade completely. Your mind no longer forms thoughts. If a thought begins to appear, it dissolves before becoming clear. There are no images, no memories, no planning. The idea of later no longer exists. The idea of before has already faded. There is only this calm, and even this calm is becoming faint. The world feels flat, not empty. Flat in the sense that nothing rises above anything else, nothing stands out. Everything blends together evenly. The land beneath you feels endless, smooth, unchanging. It does not ask you to move. It does not invite curiosity. It simply remains. The air feels neutral, neither warm nor cool. It touches your skin without sensation. It exists without presence. Your awareness narrows further. Breath, pause, breath, pause. The pauses grow longer, the breaths grow softer. Your body trusts this rhythm completely. There is no effort, no correction, no awareness of time. Time has dissolved fully now. There is no sequence, no counting, no passing, only being. Your legs feel very far away, not heavy, not light, just distant. They no longer belong to your attention. They have joined the stillness. Your torso feels warm, settled, supported, as if it has found the exact position it was meant to rest in. Nothing pulls, nothing presses, everything balances itself. The quiet deepens again, not louder, not more intense, just deeper, as if layers of sound have been gently removed, leaving only silence. The silence feels kind, protective, familiar. You may feel as though you are drifting, not moving, just drifting within stillness. There is no direction, no destination, drifting without movement. Your breathing becomes so slow that you no longer notice it clearly. It continues, but you do not follow it. Your awareness loosens its grip. Thoughts no longer try to form. Words no longer connect. Even the sound of this narration may feel like part of a dream. That is exactly how it should be. Your body is resting deeply now, not sleep yet, but very close, very close. The space around you remains unchanged. No light shifts, no shadows move. Everything holds steady. Your nervous system settles completely. There is no alertness left, no readiness, only rest. Your awareness becomes very small, very quiet, very gentle, like a fading echo. If sleep arrives now, you do not need to notice it. If sleep arrives later, you do not need to wait. There is no instruction here, no goal, no ending. This place remains, the quiet remains. Your body remains safe, supported, held, resting, and nothing will disturb this calm. Nothing will interrupt. Nothing will change. You are free to let go completely, free to drift, free to sleep. The world will remain here, unmoving, unchanged, waiting for nothing, just like you. At some point, even the idea of rest becomes unnecessary. You are reaching that point now. There is no effort left in your body, no adjustment, no urge to move. Everything has already settled exactly where it needs to be. Your breathing continues without asking for permission. Slow, gentle, barely noticeable. Each breath feels like it belongs to the space around you, not to you. The rise happens, the fall happens, and you are no longer involved. Your mind has grown quiet in a new way, not focused, not empty, just inactive, like a room where the lights have been turned off, but the furniture remains. Nothing needs attention, nothing stands out. Even the idea of listening has faded. The sound of this voice is no longer something you follow. It arrives, it passes. You do not chase it. You do not hold it. It becomes part of the background, like distant wind that never changes. Your body feels very far away now, as if it belongs to someone else, as if it has already fallen asleep and you are only faintly aware of it. Your hands are completely relaxed. Your fingers have no shape. They are just there. Your arms feel warm and heavy in a pleasant way. Not heavy with pressure, heavy with safety. Your shoulders have dropped fully. There is nothing left to release. Your neck feels loose. Your head feels perfectly supported. There is no thought of posture, no awareness of position. Your face is still, no tension in your forehead, no movement around your eyes. Your jaw rests naturally. Even your tongue feels relaxed. Everything that could let go has let go. The world around you feels very distant, not gone, just unreachable. As if a soft curtain has been drawn between you and everything else. Behind that curtain, nothing matters. Time has lost all meaning. There is no sequence, no duration, no sense of before or after. There is only this soft state, and even this state is beginning to thin. Thoughts do not appear anymore. If something tries to form, it fades immediately. There is no curiosity, no interest, no reaction. Your awareness feels like a small glow that is slowly dimming. Not suddenly, gradually, gently. Your breathing becomes slower again. The pauses between breaths stretch naturally. Those pauses feel safe, comfortable. They do not ask to be filled. Your heart continues its quiet rhythm. You do not notice it. Your body does not question it. Everything functions without supervision. The land around you remains unchanged, flat, still, unmoving. No details draw attention. No sounds interrupt. Silence exists without effort. It does not feel empty. It feels complete. Your sense of self becomes very soft, very light, almost transparent. You are not trying to disappear. You simply stop holding yourself together. Awareness loosens, edges blur. There is no clear boundary between you and rest. The voice you hear now may feel dreamlike. Words may lose their meaning. That is expected. You do not need to understand. You do not need to remember. Your body already knows what to do. Sleep is very close now, not approaching, not arriving, simply present, waiting quietly. You may feel as though you are floating or sinking or not moving at all. All of these are fine. There is no direction here, no instruction, just permission to let go. Your nervous system has settled completely. There is no alertness left, no readiness, no tension hidden anywhere. Your breathing is so soft that it feels optional. It continues because it always has. You no longer monitor it. Your awareness shrinks further, like a distant echo fading into silence. Even the idea of listening feels unnecessary. If sleep takes you now, you do not need to notice the moment. If sleep comes later, you do not need to wait. There is nothing to do, nothing to hold, nothing to think. The quiet remains, the stillness remains. Your body remains safe, supported, undisturbed. This place does not change. Nothing enters, nothing leaves. Everything stays exactly the same. Your awareness drifts lower, lower, softer, lighter, until it barely feels like awareness at all. And even that is okay. You are allowed to disappear into rest. You are allowed to sleep. Nothing will ask anything of you. Nothing will interrupt. Nothing will demand attention. The world will continue without needing you, and you can rest as deeply and as long as you need. There is no need to arrive anywhere anymore. You are already here. This place does not announce itself. It does not change. It does not begin or end. It simply exists. Your body has fully surrendered to rest, not because you decided to, but because it no longer had any reason not to. Breathing continues on its own. Slow, quiet, unnoticed. Each breath is softer than the one before it. Not intentionally, naturally, your chest barely moves now. Your stomach rises and falls in a small, gentle rhythm. There is no effort in it, no awareness, just motion without meaning. Your heart beats in the background, steady and calm. You are not aware of it. You do not need to be. Everything that keeps you alive has taken over completely. You are no longer involved. Your mind is no longer forming thoughts. If something tries to appear, it dissolves before it becomes real. There is no storyline, no images, no memories, no plans, just a wide, soft blankness like fog without shape. Your awareness feels distant now, very distant, as if it belongs to another place, another time, another person. You are not holding yourself together anymore. There is nothing to maintain, nothing to control, nothing to observe. Even the idea of you has grown faint. The sound of this voice no longer feels external. It blends into the quiet. It becomes part of the stillness. Words lose definition. Meaning fades. Only tone remains. And even that begins to soften. The space around you feels endless, not large, not small. Just without edges, there is no up, no down, no inside, no outside. Your body feels completely absent, not gone, just irrelevant. As if it has already crossed into sleep and left awareness behind. There is no sensation in your hands, no awareness of your feet, no signal from your back or neck. Everything has gone silent. Comfort has replaced sensation. Warmth has replaced form. Stillness has replaced thought. Your nervous system is fully settled. There is no alertness left anywhere, no hidden tension, no background readiness, no vigilance. The deepest systems of rest have taken control. Time no longer exists here. There is no duration, no sequence, no counting. Minutes and hours have no meaning. Sleep does not happen next. Sleep is already happening. Slowly, quietly, gently. Your awareness thins further, like mist lifting from a field, like sound fading into distance, like light dimming without darkness. There is no moment to notice, no threshold to cross. You do not fall asleep. You simply stop being awake. Your breathing becomes so slow that the spaces between breaths feel long. Those spaces feel safe. Nothing rushes them. Nothing fills them. They exist without urgency. Your body trusts this completely. Your mind no longer questions anything. Even the idea of safety is unnecessary now. You are beyond concern, beyond attention, beyond intention. The voice becomes less important. Words stretch. Spaces grow longer. Silence becomes dominant. Your awareness drifts downward, not like falling, like settling, like sinking into something soft that has always been there. There is no resistance, no hesitation, no awareness of movement, just gradual absence. The world you came from feels unreachable, distant, unimportant. Nothing there called you back. Nothing requires you. Nothing waits. You are free to stay here as long as your body needs, as deep as it wants. Sleep thickens. Heaviness spreads gently through what remains of awareness. Thought is gone now. Listening is gone. Even drifting has ended. There is only sleep, stable, complete, undisturbed. If dreams appear, they will be slow and soft. If there are no dreams, there will be no awareness of their absence. Your body rests deeply. Your mind rests completely. Everything functions quietly in the background. Nothing interrupts. Nothing changes. Nothing asks anything of you. The night continues without movement. The silence remains unbroken, and you remain asleep, deep, still, safe, resting.